Story 1. I am usually oblivious. I notice things but tend to over-explain them to myself and convince myself that it is not romantic interest. There is a fine line between friendly and light flirting. My girlfriend, for example, pursued me. We met at a group activity. We sat together as a group, chatting, and I told a story. Afterwards, she came up to me to ask questions about what I shared and shared some personal anecdotes about her own experiences. A mutual friend of ours added us both to a group chat. I later found out that friend did so intentionally. We then had each other's numbers. She would bake things and bring them over, fawn over my cat, and use that as an excuse to come over and hang out. The entire time, I was thinking, wow, she's so friendly, until she literally wrote a letter and put it in a basket with baked goods. The letter was addressed to my cat, saying how lucky he was to have me as a cat dad. I face-bombed, asked her out on a date, and we have been together since. Story 2. It is specific to the person. Get to know her, people. For some, touching your arm while laughing at a joke is flirting. For others, a full body hug every time they see you is purely friendly. Know a person first before considering flirting or dating, unless you are trying to have a casual fling. Story 3. A long time ago, I went out with a woman, and during our first date, she shared that she would not have sex with anyone until she had dated them for at least a month. On the second date, she showed me her breasts during dinner, and before the night ended, she decided that oral sex did not count toward the 1-month waiting period. I think that was pretty clear. Story 4. They text or call first. They remember details about you. They make themselves available to see you without flaking or making lame excuses, and rearrange other plans to make time for you. Story 5. If she is always available. Women who are not interested in you are often busy when you ask them to hang out. But when a woman really likes you, no matter what she is going on or how early she needs to be awake the next day, she will want to see you. So, a piece of advice. If a woman is always too busy to see you or frequently cancels, do not waste your time and stop trying. It is not worth it. Story 6. I would like to tell you, but I have no idea. One time, a woman said, I'm into you. And when I said, yeah, I feel the same, it took only 2 minutes for her to stop talking to me. Another time, I was talking to a woman who said nothing like that, and suddenly she started kissing me. There is really no way to tell. Story 7. No idea. I miss them all. I am still not totally certain what my wife of 23 years and mother of my children thinks of me. Story 8. The easiest way is for another person in the group to tell you. I have often found that I cannot tell if a woman is flirting with me, but I can easily tell when she is flirting with my friends. When I get a chance, I tell them. Sometimes it is that night, sometimes it is a week later if the woman is a mutual friend. I have had multiple men tell me when a woman is flirting with me, and I have returned the favor. It is very easy when she laughs at my friends' jokes. My friends are not that funny. Story 9. After years of being told what is and is not a sign from women, then misinterpreting all of those signs, I have come to the conclusion that there are no true signs. Even after 10 years of marriage, you can find out your spouse was never actually into you and you were the best of a bad situation, according to a recently divorced friend. Story 10. She says, hey, I am into you. In all honesty, we need to stop expecting people to pick up on subtle gestures and just start communicating. Want to talk to someone? Talk to them. Want to go out with them? Say, we should go out sometime. This whole game where people are supposed to notice that someone is interested based on things like the way they look at you is ridiculous. Story 11. Initiating physical contact and being eager to spend time together, such as grabbing coffee, can indicate interest. Some people are naturally outgoing, but if someone is enthusiastic about making plans for just the two of you without others invited, it is a strong sign of interest. Story 12. After I drove one girl home, we talked for a bit, and when I was going to leave, she pulled me close, kissed me hard with her tongue, and grinded her hips and pelvic area against my crotch. I think that was a clue even a guy could understand. Story 13. This would probably make more sense in the Ask Women forum, but in any case, my experience has been, they glance at you a lot and stare if they think you are not looking. They laugh at all of your jokes. When you are talking in a group, they often face towards you with their body and may politely talk with others, but when talking to you, they try to keep you talking by asking more expansive questions. They look for you if they expect you to be around. They will stop what they are doing with other people or break away from a group to come talk to you if they see you. They will be smiling with a glow and glimmer in their eyes. They will be eager to offer help in any way when they can, particularly an indicator when you are not asking for help and would not expect anyone to offer help for such a thing. They may find some excuse to touch you, such as grabbing or touching your hand or leg. They will try to spend one-on-one time with you. They will listen intently if you are sharing any of your opinions or life history. They will ask you out. They will say, "I am really attracted to you," or "I like you a lot." Story 14. Pretty much any one woman's sign is another woman's innocent behavior that she cannot believe you took as a sign of serious interest. Why can't women just be in public without getting hit on, up to, and including actively flirting? Story 15. I like to do this thing where I say silly things that I know are not funny at all and see if they laugh. Also, women are exactly as busy as they are interested in you. They could be in a hostage situation in an underground bunker in Antarctica and will find a way to come see you if they really care. Story 16. My only tell is when they have said it straight to my face. I am oblivious and assume anyone talking with me is just being nice. Story 17. I would say asking for a kiss at the end of your first date, but a week later she said she just wanted to be friends, so I do not know anymore. Story 18. The few women who were ever interested in me all made some form of physical contact early on. Some were not even subtle. One sank her claws into my arm out of nowhere and looked at me in a feral, wanting way, almost like in a trance. This happened while I was telling her about a random history fact or some other mild conversation topic that I forgot. Story 19. This girl at a party kept stealing my hat. She sat next to me, drawing on my arm, and stayed with me and my friends most of the night. In my defense, she was the first girl who had ever shown interest in me, and I did not know what to do. Story 20. Active interest in you. Not overwhelming, but wanting to be involved in what you do to get closer. Story 21. Well, this one girl stalked my Facebook page, so I had taken down my relationship status the day after I had changed it, and messaged me. Trouble in paradise? Does this mean I can finally come visit my friend? She flew down a month or two later. We hooked up and caught feelings. Next thing I knew, we were married. Story 22. I do not know about most people, but any woman who has been with me has made it very obvious that she is interested, to the point that I would have to be unaware not to notice it. When a woman gives you a signal, act on it, but stay calm and avoid being inappropriate. You will know the answer soon enough. Story 23. A woman could slap me, tell me she loves me and wants my babies, and I would think she meant it platonically. Story 24. If she is into you, you will usually notice things like her always finding excuses to talk to you, laughing at things that are not even that funny, or remembering little things you have said. She might play with her hair, maintain eye contact longer than normal, or give you a bit of flirty teasing. She will probably reply to your messages quickly, ask questions about your life, and include the occasional compliment. You will feel like she is genuinely engaged when you are around. It is not always obvious, but if several of these signs are present, chances are she is interested in you. Story 25. Maybe you and she exchange glances a lot. No, there could be some debris on your face or you need to trim your nose hair. Maybe she often found excuses to hang out with you. No, maybe you both are just into the same things and share common hobbies. Maybe she uses cheesy pickup lines and starts flirting with you. No, she was probably just practicing those lines or finds them funny. Maybe she brushes her body against you and even holds your hands. No, maybe she just does not have a great sense of balance and needs help walking around. Maybe she ended up marrying you and you two even have children. No, maybe she is a foreign spy and is just using you as a cover. Guess you will never know. Story 26. Does messaging you happy birthday count? Especially when you have not spoken with her in 6 months. Story 27. A woman will not touch you unconsciously. If she is touching you, it is a sign that you have a chance with her. Also underrated is when she says she respects you. A woman cannot love if she does not respect. She has to respect you first. Story 28. 1. She texts you. If you stop texting, she comes back to you. 2. No ghosting. 3. No games. No excuses. Oh, I am busy, sorry I cannot. 4. She laughs at most of your jokes. 5. She asks deep questions about you. Hey, you did X, how did it go? Story 29. One time in university, a very attractive woman I knew but did not really hang out with saw me at a welcome week party. She walked up and asked if I could help her move a couch, which is common during move-in week. I said, sure, just give me a call. She asked, can we do it now? I agreed, thinking I could make it back to the party before it was over. We arrived at her rental house. She unlocked the door, and as we walked inside, she said, I do not have a couch. Story 30. The look back. Questions to determine if you are in a relationship. I bet your girlfriend likes it when you make her an omelet. Personal space violation. Story 31. She presents you with a signed, witness document testifying that she is interested in you and that this is not a joke. Just about anything else is not obvious enough for some men. Unless he is unpleasant, in which case existing in his presence is more than enough. I am sometimes a little jealous of those men who see a girl with headphones in, minding her own business and think, she is into me. I have had girls literally touching me, and I still was not sure. Story 32. One time, I stood next to a girl and heard her do an internal scream. She started acting like she had just seen someone famous, jumping up and down. It was cute. I asked if she was okay. She asked me out. She is now my girlfriend. Story 33. Any answer will be interpreted as not a sign by another woman. There are no obvious signs. Do not trust any perceived signal, sign, hint, or flirt as an indication that she wants anything to do with you. Story 34. They are usually pretty obvious, but apart from a genuine interest and a willingness to communicate more, I would say not shying away from physical contact. Women tend to be a little bit assertive when they are interested in men. In my experience, they are more willing to take the initiative. For example, many women who are interested in me often make a move, or when I ask questions in a conversation, they dare to stare at me in a flirty way or seek the chance to talk to me or answer when I ask a question in a group. For women who are a little more shy, this also applies but in a more subtle way. They wait for you at certain places and try to look at you persistently to get your attention. For women who are more confident or experienced, they may not be as assertive, but they will be more direct. There is no blank slate really, but you tend to see sides of her that are not usually shown around other people. Story 35. I will ignore the heck out of you. I will not even laugh at your funniest joke. I will talk to everyone else but you and try to avoid eye contact at all times, doing all of that very awkwardly. Story 36. This is one of life's great mysteries. A woman could literally drag me into her bedroom, and I would still question if she were interested in me. Story 37. They have conducted studies comparing men and women to assess whether someone was attracted to them or just being friendly. Men performed significantly worse and were more likely to misjudge attraction when the other person was being friendly. Story 38. Nothing. Because you are going to use this knowledge to assess whether your crush is interested in you, and you will see all the signs, yet she will still not be interested in you. Story 39. A big sign is when she keeps the conversation going and does not just give short answers. I have seen this happen when a girl texts back fast and asks questions even when things get quiet. Also, body language is key. If she leans in or finds reasons to touch you, she is probably into you. I caught myself doing this without thinking when I liked someone. Those small moves say a lot. Story 40. My wife asked me out. We dated for several years. We got married 10 years ago. We live together, sleep together, have traveled together, and built a great life together. I think she is into me, but I still cannot say for sure. She might just be Canadian and being polite. Story 41. Speaking as someone who has always been the one pursuing and not being pursued, I can say that detecting some reciprocation of pursuit is meaningful. For instance, my spouse, when we were still just friends, Started to text once they knew it was about an hour after I normally got home from work. Hey, I'm coming over. And would knock on the door about 30 minutes later. At that point, I knew they at least liked me and did not just tolerate me. It is now 8 years later. We have been married since 2021 and are doing very well. Even if we had never moved past being friends and stayed close, I would have been only slightly disappointed, since they are a great person, one of the funniest and most caring people on the planet. Story 42. The real answer is if she makes time for you both in person and over the phone. If you feel like you have to pester her for her time or for a date, then it is already lost. Take the hint and drop it. Story 43. The first indicator is that she just touches your arms without any reason. The second indicator, which I am not sure if it counts but happened to me, is that we were talking about dimples on the lower back since I have them. She said, I don't have them, and then showed me by pulling down her pants slightly. Story 44. When I go out in my nicest outfit and get stared at by multiple women, it is pretty obvious they are checking me out, which means they are attracted to me. Still, it does not automatically mean they are available or interested in talking to me at that moment. I have experienced the opposite also, which makes it easy to tell the two apart. Story 45. I have been with my wife for 3 years. We just had our baby girl, and I am still not sure if she is interested in me. Story 46. It's hard to tell. She could say she loves you, but then let you drown when your transatlantic cruise ship sinks. I have found these videos really helpful in answering the age-old question, is she interested in me, or just being polite? Story 47. It is easier to have a list of obvious signs that someone is not interested in you and wait until one of those occurs. Until then, assume nothing. If enough time passes and there are no clear indications that they are not interested, you can probably make your move. The length of that time depends on you. Story 48. There are many, but one is when she repeats phrases that you say over and over. Another is when she invades your personal space. Story 49. Makes excuses to call or text you, laughs at your jokes even if the joke is really dumb, and plays with their hair in your presence. If you have 2 out of 3, I like your chances. Story 50. Why do so many people post questions about how women think or feel on Ask Men? We are not women. We men cannot read their minds, nor can we understand what they are feeling. At best, men are taking a wild guess. I'm surprised that the question, how do women handle their menstrual cycle, has not come up. Go ask women these questions about how they feel or think. Now, if you have a question for men about how they handle dealing with what women do, then that would be reasonable. Story 51. Random giggling, referring to you as daddy, touching or staring at your arms and chest while admiring your physical strength, expressing jealousy at the idea of other women interacting with you, jumping in excitement when overjoyed. Story 52. She softly bit one nail between her teeth while you were talking to her. I have seen this happen 3 times, and all 3 times it was accurate. Story 53. When there is a funny joke or a laugh among the group, the girl who likes you will look at you first. This is what guys do. Assume it goes both ways. Story 54. Serious answer. When she is paying attention to you. Real life answer. If you ask her if she wants to have sex and she does not slap you or walk away, it honestly works better than you think. Story 55. She responds to your messages immediately. If you ask her to meet, she agrees right away. She drinks with you, which means she trusts you enough to handle her at her most vulnerable state. Story 56. Laughing my face off. Set the scene. Is this at work, in a bar, or in the vegetable aisle in the supermarket? If you think she might be, then have a chat. Story 57. I am trying different things to see what works. To be honest, it takes 5 seconds to ask someone out to dinner, and their answer helps me relax no matter what it is. I believe signs of interest include showing genuine curiosity about what you are doing, playful teasing, and smiling when they see you again. Smiling happens even before you say anything, and it is not just because of your appearance. Story 58. I have heard that some individuals will go out of their way to touch you when they talk to you. I would not know personally, since no woman has ever shown interest in me. Story 59. You will read all viewpoints in this thread. Women tend to think subconsciously more than men, so often they are not fully aware if they are attracted to you. Are they interested in you sexually, romantically, or both? These are different signs. Story 60. She answers the chat, or even more surprisingly, she sends you messages regularly. No woman will do that, no matter if she needs money or attention. Story 61. In my experience, they act disinterested. Then, when you finally lose interest because of no obvious signs, they start stalking you. The trick is that you really have to lose all interest in her for this second part to occur. Story 62. She starts shouting the moment you arrive. She tells you off and pushes others aside so she can shout more. Story 63. Do not worry about what the signs say. They lie and try to manipulate you because they want their fantasy, not yours. Stay safe. Story 64. There is no such thing as a woman being into you. Women are often moody, like small children, and their preferences change based on available choices. Today it might be you. Tomorrow it could be someone else entirely. Story 65. Honestly, I do not know, unless she hits me over the head and shouts, "Pay attention to me." Women are foreign and unfamiliar to me. I do not know how to speak to them, and when I try, they laugh at me. I do not know how to look at them, and when I do, they give me a disapproving look. I can only imagine what might happen if I touched one. Story 66. I have no clue and never will. If you ask a woman what her favorite color is, she will tell you the color she thinks you like and then resent you for the choice you made for both of you. I am sure there are women who rise above this, but they are not exactly standing in the logical woman line. You have to go through hundreds of women to find a diamond in the rubble. I am sure it is the same for women because there is not exactly an abundance of good men out there. People are difficult and it is not getting better. If you ask me, the world started getting really bad when they outlawed spanking children. I am so glad I was spanked as a boy. If I had not been, I would either be dead, in prison, or on my way to prison. I hate that typical people naturally hate what is really good for us and the world, something a blind person will never see. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.